We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She is a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And the great thing about this episode right now, Doug, is that when this goes live, you will be at Walt Disney World, and I will be packing to go to Walt Disney World. We're going to high five on the, in the air. Your plane and my plane. We're just missing each other, but
hopefully we miss each other.
Yeah, touche. I don't want our planes. Good point.
No
Thank
high
you.
five
Yeah,
there.
no high five there. That'd be bad. That would be
No Breaking Bad scenarios.
touche. So there you go. This will be a lot of fun. So follow along on social media, all the things at Rope Drop Radio. We are going to be covering everything at the Disney parks and Universal. I'll be there for a day. So a lot of fun things to come here in the next couple weeks, including
some Genie talk.
Yeah, you're going to be talking Genie next week on the show, testing it out.
Giving it the once over and the twice over.
And then you get my trip report. And so we get a lot of great things coming up. But first, we need to thank our Patreons who support this show and get all the great bonus content. We're actually going to be talking about what it's like to pack and plan a trip right now when we're both busy with all of our lives after this week's episode. It's going to be a good one.
Yes.
Stress, that always happens. If you want to know what it's like behind behind the mic. No, behind the mic, because it's podcast. We'll be going real today in this week's episode. But we need to thank two longtime Patreons, Michael Kramer Jr., and welcome back to the Patreon community, Rachel Greer. So some of our patrons, they disappear, they come back. We love you nonetheless. And thank you guys so much for supporting Rope Drop Radio.
Yes, absolutely. And we also love it when you leave reviews, which people have been doing.
Yes, more.
It's great because they help other people find the show easier. And so I'm going to read one for you that was left recently. It's called Vicarious Disney, 5 stars, by 1971 Disney 50. Good name.
That's a good name. Great name.
That's available. All right.
I'll put that on my license plate, but I'll do 84 because that's the year I'm born.
Fit?
It might. We'll see.
It's a lot to fit. All right. When we are not at the parks, I love listening to these guys. Lots of good info and fun stories, living vicariously until our next trip. There you go. Excellent review. Thank you very much, 1971 Disney 50.
And if you have a trip coming up in the next week, there's a good chance one of us will be there. So hit us up if you're there, and we will try to meet up. And Doug and I do sometimes throw gifts at listeners in the parks.
Not
gotta
very
make sure
hard.
you gotta make sure you grab. So I'll have to make sure I pack some.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Yes. Pack the swag.
Pack the stuff. So there you go. Thank you. Off topic a little bit, but there you go. We will have stuff to give to our listeners. And today, Doug, we are talking all about Epcot, which is really exciting. Here's the funny thing about Epcot. I was actually talking to a good friend of mine who listens to this show about my favorite parks. And my least favorite park, I always say, is Epcot. But then when I think about it, if I'm there with just my spouse and I, it's my favorite park. If I'm there with just you, Doug, it's my third. If I'm there with Alex, Michelle, and you, it's my second. So Epcot is a park that bounces around quite a bit depending on who I'm with. And we're going to get to all the strategies and things you got to do at Epcot today. But yeah, it's a funny park to think about.
I'm intrigued as to why it's number 3 with just me, but number 2 with Alex and Michelle.
Do you want me to answer that real quick?
Yeah, let's do that real quick.
Easy. Alex and Michelle know how to drink and eat around the world. Done. Simple. Doug is not as good. Doug is a slow eater, and by slow eater, I mean the slowest eater I've ever met in my life, and doesn't drink that much. So yes, Alex and Michelle, I know you listen to the show. You are a lot more fun. In fact, we'll leave Doug behind and go eat and drink around the world.
True. However, I have provided the most entertaining story from eating around the world with Alex and Michelle. And if you want to know what that story is, you need to go listen to a show we recorded last September.
Live.
September of 2020 where we talk about the food and wine episode with Alex and Michelle while having drinks from Pedals, the finest bar on Disney property
The best
at
of the
Pop
best.
Century. Yeah, so that's a good one. Go back and listen. I'm not going to spoil the story if you don't know it, but things were eaten.
So that's why it changes depending on who I'm with.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I suppose. All right, let's get into it. So today we're going to basically go attraction to attraction throughout all of Epcot and break down whether it's something if we have one day in the park.
One day.
Are we going to go do that thing? Are we going to hit that attraction? Are we going to make sure we don't miss it? Or are we just going to skip it?
One
Is it
week
something
from
like,
this show, I will have one day in Epcot.
It's like, how much time is it worth?
Yeah.
The park opens at 11 a.m. Are you doing it or are you not? We're not giving you the order. That's up for Genie or optimized touring plans to do for you. But are we going to hit it or not? All right. We're going to start out in park map order. Number 1 in World Celebration, not Future World, World Celebration, Spaceship Earth. Derek, is that a must-do for you?
Is that even a question? Yes, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Dame Judi Dench is a must-do. Now, is it a must-do to start the day? No. It is a must-do to finish the day. If you're leaving the park and exiting and it's the last thing you do on the way out, absolutely. Or if you're getting set up for fireworks and you want to get there, great. But it's definitely not worth rope dropping, but it is something that I feel no trip to Epcot is complete without.
Agreed. I think you said it well. You got to do it. You got to get in the old Spaceship Earth. All right, let's move along. Next on the list is number 2. Walt Disney Imagineering presents the Epcot Experience. So World Celebration is kind of like up the center.
Yep.
Straight back. So this is in the old Odyssey building off to the left, just before Mexico. And I will say, I'll answer this one first. You do this while you wait for people in the bathroom. There's a bathroom inside of it. You watch the projection show. It's worth the 5 minutes. People use the bathroom. Most of the time there's food in there. I don't know. You had a different opinion there, Derek?
I think it's a great 5 to 10 minute kill for any part of the day. Get out of the heat. My kids love it. I love it. My wife loves it. I always stream it on social media. Our fans love it. So it's one that I think I've done every single time, no matter what. But it is kind of amazing, the projection mapping and technology that they have. So I'm not saying it's a must do, like go out of your way to do it, but definitely if you're in the area, take a minute and enjoy it.
It's also by the Baby Care Center. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's just convenient. It's air conditioned. You need to go to the bathroom. It's a nice little distraction while people do that back and forth. So, all right. Number 3, Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival.
No.
I have YouTube, so I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. I think that was pretty quick.
Never have.
These lands.
Will.
The lands are just funny how imagination is in with Spaceship Earth. Like, it's just humorous. Anyway, Journey into Imagination, number 4 on the list.
This one gets split, like I was saying.
It's hard.
You know, depending on where I'm at. If I'm with my kids, and especially if I'm just with my kids, it's a must-do. They still absolutely love the ride and love Figment. I don't enjoy it. But if I'm with Doug, I might do it to torture both of us.
Yeah,
but
that's
if I'm with just my wife, then no, there's no way I'm doing this at all.
No, it's lower on the list significantly.
Yep.
I wouldn't say would not do it. This is not like the film festival. That's a big no. This is one that we'll do occasionally, not every time. If you haven't ever been, I think it's a must do. It's worth part of your day if you've never been, but
not worth the rope drop later in the day.
No. All right. Then a couple other things in Celebration, because we get into some dining. We're not going to talk about dining much here, or shops. You're going to hit a shop or two. But there is Club Cool.
Which is back. Different. Yay. In fact, my daughter asked me last night, is it back? I said it's back. She goes, are we doing it? I said, absolutely.
And the Beverly is still there.
Woo!
And just as lovely as ever.
Cannot wait, because now Doug Callum is finally at an age where he gets to try it, and I will record it, and I will put it on all the social media. So he turns 4 on this trip, and he will try the Beverly for the first time. I can't wait. I'm excited.
There's a lot of new flavors there, and some are good, some are not.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. Try them all. Club Cool, yeah, I agree. I think it's worth the time to invest in your day. That's really what a Disney trip is deciding if something is worth the time for the investment you put in, right?
Exactly.
If you want to break it down in the most cynical way possible. Club Cool evidently is more worth it than Figment. Is that what we just said? Makes me sad on the inside as an
I know it
Epcot
does.
kid.
Thinking about that a little bit. Yep, but true.
Really, really depressing, but very accurate. All right, now we're gonna move into World Discovery, which, as you come into Epcot, that's to the left where we're discovering like space and cars. All right, so Mission Space, green or orange, must do. Does it make or break your day?
This is the toughest one for me, Doug, and it's not a must do, but I do enjoy it. And if I'm going with just my kids, I might put it up a list a little bit. But if I'm going with just you or the spouse, no, I'm not doing it. Especially not with you, because you'll puke on me.
Very true, especially on orange. Green is about as tame as it gets. It's like
true.
Soarin' in a capsule. I mean, I can do green without even
I will be
breaking
honest.
sweat.
Callum is hovering on that 40-inch line, like hovering.
Oh, so you would do it if he hits it.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we get a kid to grow like a half an inch in a week? Milk? Got a lot
legally?
of milk. Okay.
Legally?
Steroids.
No.
Got it.
Yeah. Yes. Go visit a veterinarian.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say it's right there in that same category as Figment. If it fits, do it, but don't go out of your way necessarily. Yeah, probably a little more popular with kids. All right, number 11, Test Track, presented by Chevrolet.
Absolutely a must do, especially if it's full, make your own car. My kids love it.
Now.
I love it. It is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And just like this is the must do of must do's at Epcot. Especially it's not a super thrill ride, but it does go fast. But I do love that it has the full imagination, the Epcot feel to it. Not as much as it used to, but still, I love the designing. I love seeing all the cars, and I think it's just a well done attraction.
One thing that's exciting that's back from COVID land is after you get off, you can hit little sensors that show your car's score, your overall score, and you can kind of see where you rank. On this last trip that we did back for the 50th, my car got into the best of the day in one of the categories.
Wow.
So I had a pretty good score. I was pretty
Nice.
excited. Yeah, I did well. I've had the high for the day once. I can't remember how I did it. I wish. And then I would just do that same thing every time. But so this is kind of cool, the little bit of competitiveness that you can get
Absolutely.
in designing that car. All right. So that's it for World Discovery.
Until Guardians comes out.
Correct. And the Play
Which
Pavilion.
I feel like it's going to be a must do, both those.
Yeah. Yeah. So if the Play Pavilion and Cosmic Rewind both come into the World Discovery. All right. Now we're moving on to World Nature.
Ooh.
That's to the right of the park. All right. So the first attraction we come to is Awesome Planet.
My wife actually saw it. I did not.
I saw it.
You saw it?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I saw it on this last trip because it was about to start as we're walking by. So Alex forced us into it because he felt we needed a lecture about the environment. And then basically Alex's wife and I just complained about how plastic recycling is a sham for the rest of the trip. But yeah, I digress. Anywho, science.
Is it worth going then?
No.
Okay.
If you really, 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 really like Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, like you are individually a huge fan, then it's probably a must-do. That's it. Okay. It's a huge theater, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like
I've seen the Lion King show in there.
That ran for a decade and a half too long.
Yeah.
It's not veggie, fruit anymore, so I don't know why they even bother.
Exactly.
Ugh.
You had something great. You keep dumbing it down.
Yep. And then they lecture us. You're on a vacation to Disney World.
Yeah.
There's nothing responsible environmentally about taking a vacation, really.
Yep, that's true.
It's
good point.
All excess. There's none of it. Zero of it is needed.
Mm-hmm.
And so to say things about, reducing, reusing, and recycling, like, yeah, you can mitigate things while you're on vacation, but the whole
As I
idea
eat
of
a plastic
vacation,
fork and throw it away and all the
right,
stuff, yeah.
correct. And like pre-COVID, we're doing a lot of things like with utensils and things like that, like Art of Animations, food court, Sunshine. Like they had started implementing a lot of things, and then boy, COVID just derailed any of that. So we'll see. Okay. Anyway, enough of the
Yep.
lecturiness. See, that's what that does. So don't
It
do it.
does. Don't do it.
No,
Okay.
it's a downer.
It is.
I had to actually fell asleep for
I
full
almost fell asleep
disclosure.
you talking about it.
Right? I fell asleep, and then there was the thunder and lightning, and it woke me up, and then they hit you with a mist. All right. Soaring around the world.
Absolutely a must do. Not even a question.
Don't even really
And
need
they
to
have
talk
3
about it. Just go
theaters
do it.
to, prove it.
This is where they figured it out. Like, there's capacity. Oh, there's lines. Let's do something about that.
Worst fast pass line though on the planet.
Sometimes, yeah.
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 Or what lightning
Except
lane?
around the
There you go.
holidays. Yeah. All right. Living with the Land, number 16 on the list. Thoughts?
For me, it's a must do. I've done that every time. I love this. I'm a Tower Garden guy myself, so it just is part of who I am and what I love to do. So my kids are big fans of it, and yeah, we do it every time.
Yeah, I agree. Living with the Land, Soarin', Test Track, I think Spaceship Earth, those have been unanimous. Just those are your core. You got to do those.
Mm-hmm.
How about a more questionable one here? Number 17. The Seas with Nemo and Friends.
This is a tough one because if I'm going with my kids, it is a must do. Like they love this attraction. Kids absolutely love it. My 4-year-old's going to freak out. And then when you go into the Seas area, it just, he can walk around for days. And he did last time we were there.
That's a
He was
different
3.
attraction on the
Okay,
list.
sorry.
Stop
I was
getting ahead of
moving.
yourself,
Sorry, I was
man.
moving from one to the other because that's what you do. It kind of goes
Stay
that
on the
way.
ride.
So okay,
Stay on the ride.
The
Just
ride, the ride is a must do if you have little kids, especially if they like underwater stuff. But if it's just Doug and I, we're not going. We're not even getting to that area of the park.
Yeah. So the ride is something that if you're crunched for time, just cut this out. You don't have to do it. It's not that great. If there's a song that gets stuck in your head, it's painful. But if you can do it, I'm not going to say don't do it, but I'm not going to say you have to do it. Yeah. All right. Next up, number 18, Turtle Talk with Crush.
This is one of my most favorite things on Disney property. I've done it at Disneyland, Disney World, and my kids have gotten picked many times. It is, in my mind, a must do, but more amusement for me than maybe for the family.
It's so good. They added it to the cruise line.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where this is at.
It is a pain in the butt. The waiting is really challenging.
Mm-hmm. The timing of shows is tricky. It's definitely something that's better with little kids. If you don't have any kids, you do feel a little weird, but we did it on the 50th trip and enjoyed it, laughing at other
You didn't raise your
people's
hand
children.
asking, where do fish poop?
No,
Okay.
we did not. We should have. The questions the kids had were
They're great.
poor. There was
bad.
There was only like 4 of them in there.
Okay.
And they were
I
all
have videos.
shy.
I think my 2 older kids have both been picked multiple times.
So it's a great one. I would definitely hit up Turtle Talk with Crush. All right, number 19 is Sea Base. So that's the aquarium side. And you kind of have to go through it if you go on the ride, as Derek alluded to, but you don't have to spend time in it. So is it a must-do, Derek, to spend some time, quality time, looking at dolphins and manatees?
It's not a must-do, but it does fascinate me. I'm going to be honest. I enjoy it. I'm not going to go out of my way, but we had a rainstorm. If it's raining, get there, and the kids will enjoy it for a little bit. All my kids as toddlers have just been in awe, walking around, fish the size of, or eyes the size of fish, basically, looking at all the things. And it's just been really great. But yeah, that's about it.
In a rainstorm, it might be the best thing in all of Walt Disney World to happen into, because you can move around freely. Yep. There's different things to look at, different levels. You don't see manatees very often. So that's cool. So in the rain, it's a number one because it doesn't get over and spit you out into the rain. You're done when you decide you're done,
That's
unlike
right.
a ride, So, and it's not shopping to walk around in a store in a rainstorm is dangerous. So there is a shop, but it's not quite as dangerous. All right. So that basically sums up World Nature. Getting used to these new names. World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature. So, all right, moving into the World Showcase, Derek.
Woohoo, we're getting there.
So the map, just because lots of people like to argue which side you start on. The map answers that question, everyone. It's not a debate. Disney tells you which side to start on because everybody goes in numerical order. So the first thing on the map is number 23, Grand Fiesta Tour.
Absolutely a must do. One of my top 10, maybe 5 attractions. You got to do it. That's it. Plain and simple. It has to be done.
I don't know if it has
Come on,
to be
dog.
done.
It has to be done.
Boy.
I do not feel this is better than Small World. I love it. It brings me
What?
joy. Yes.
What? You take that back.
I do not. And my wife and I have a running debate every time we're on the attraction. I say that out loud just to annoy my wife every time.
Small World, you can look left and see things. You can look right and see
But do you have
things.
Donald Duck? No.
At Disneyland, you do.
You do. I know. I've seen them, but not as in as you are. Yeah.
And Disney
here,
World.
Disney
yeah.
World.
It's no Small World.
Also,
my
I
friend.
say Three Caballeros incorrectly, as we found out last week.
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna.
Yep.
You've messed me up. So, yeah, it's a good attraction, but I don't.
Great.
I'm okay if I miss it.
Okay. I'm not okay if I miss it.
I don't shed a tear. Now, when we took people that had never been back in March, we made sure we did it. So I guess that tells you kind of where I put it. We powered through. We definitely did it. So, but we also took them on Figment. So, yeah. Moving on, number 24, Frozen Ever After.
Oh man, this is one where if I'm with kids, absolutely. But if I'm with Doug, we skipped it the last every trip we did do it one trip together.
Yeah.
But I have no need to do it because I've done it so much. But if you haven't, I guess go. But it is not one that if I see the line is pushing over an hour,
there's no way I'm for it. But this is a good rope drop attraction.
Yeah, I actually we rope dropped Test Track and then met up at Frozen and still were pretty quick to get on. That was kind of the best strategy.
It's not a bad one.
Yep.
We'll see how much Genie and Lightning Lane and individual attraction, additional purchase attraction passes lanes. Why don't we have a better name for that?
Not at all.
I don't
know.
Yeah,
who knows?
Jeez. Like the Magic Pass or something, or I don't know. But I'm gonna say it's definitely high on the list of you need to do it if you've never done it. If you have one day, it's definitely a good thing to do. But like you said, if you're just adults and you're focusing on food and wine, this is a whole different thing.
Yeah, whole different show.
Whole different show. So bear that in mind. All right, next. Reflections of China. This is the 360 Circle Vision film.
Golly, I haven't seen this film in over a decade.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
I know, and it blows my mind. Like every time I go, I think I need to check this out, and then I don't. In fact, the last couple trips, I think even when you and I went, I was like, we need to do this, and we didn't.
And I was like, yeah, you have to stand up.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That's a check in the wrong box. It is air conditioned, though, so that's a check in the right box.
I have done it. It's just been so long. It's like that next trip, I'm going to get it in. I've said that now for like 10 years.
So I can remember the last time I saw On Alden's 10th birthday with him, and he came out of it really liking it.
Okay.
It was enjoyable. This might anger people. I think I liked it better than Impressions to France.
Fascinating.
Maybe it's partly because both movies are super old and out of date.
Yeah.
And I've been to France, so I know that they don't drive cars that look like that, where I have not been to China. So maybe that's part of it.
That's funny because I have not seen the film since I've lived in China, so I need to go back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I Still, it's not. You can skip it.
Okay.
That all said. All right. American Gardens Theater. So currently, this is home to three different things. You got the mariachi band from Mexico. You have
Woohoo.
Voices of Liberty.
Yeah.
And during weekends or certain parties or, different things going on, you have cover bands or Smash Mouth, depending on
It
what's
happens. That's true. This is a absolute must do. I love it. You can get a cocktail. You can drink outside. I hope really they never go back inside. And it's a big theater, so you definitely space if you're worried about COVID. And it's one of those ones that I've always enjoyed. Every performance I've seen there, and if there's something going on, I will stop and go in.
Yeah, and I know Candlelight Processional is in there. That's coming up. It definitely is a great venue. I wish the roof covered a few more rows of seating for when it does
It does
rain.
get hot. Oh, rain.
And it can get hot, but there are lots of trees for shade.
Yep.
But like you said, you can get a drink, you head in, you get a funnel cake from right across the way. There's a lot of food options right nearby. You can go get your barbecue and eat it.
That's true.
I'd probably have half of it on me if I tried to eat it there, but yeah.
You can also still hear it from Regal Eagle as well.
You certainly can, which is one cool thing, especially in the evening when they do the bands.
Yep.
You really can hear it well. You can the Regal Eagle bar that's right outside. They make some good frozen drinks,
and
they
do.
They are not weak, my friends.
Nope. Well aware of that.
Might have learned that mint julep slushy was a little stronger than Doug bargained for.
That's funny.
Just a little bit. All right. So that's a win. That's a must do. Try to make sure you find a showtime. Get in there for Voices of Liberty. All right. Next, we're staying in America. The American Adventure. So this is the animatronic show inside the building there. And are you doing that, Derek? Have you done it lately?
I did it the last March spring break trip. I did it. I know it was the first time I probably did it in like 6 or 7 years, but that covers me now for another 6 or 7 years. We have had lists. So I posted something on Instagram when I was there, and I could not believe the amount of listeners that chimed in on their opinions and how many people said, I have to do this every time, must do just like, wow, there are some loyal people to the American Adventure that I am not.
This is the attraction you do. You take a couple pictures of it.
Yep.
Put
it on Instagram. Got it.
No, and you send it to your kids' teachers.
Oh, there you go.
Like, look, we're learning about history. So that's when you do it, is when you're trying to make teachers happy.
The whole time I was in that show the last time, I was thinking, and I just saw Hamilton again this week. I'm just there could be so much done with Lin-Manuel, and I had so many ideas going through me, and I'm like, that is one show that needs a revamp badly.
Mm-hmm. I think it's coming maybe sometime in our lifetime.
In our lifetime. Maybe. I hope so.
In our lifetime. Yeah, it's funny. Alden's studying the Revolution right now in 8th grade history because that's what you do in 8th grade history. And he knows all the words to Hamilton somehow, despite claiming that he doesn't like it. No, he says, I don't like it. And then he knows all the words. And so he was talking about learning about Lafayette.
It's only like 30 minutes away from your house, on sale right now for the next week.
I know. The girls are going next week.
Okay.
For some reason, the boys are not. I don't understand. Anywho, there you go. That's American Adventure. Go see it if you have time. All right. Next is there's two things here. We have Impressions to France, and we have the Beauty and Beast sing-along. So you have to check your times in the app to see when which is. And let's start with Impressions to France.
I haven't seen this in so long. I can't even remember at this point.
You're not missing much, but
because here's the problem. I go back to that theater and I'm like, ooh, crepes or some kind of fun pain au chocolat, and I beeline it next door, and then I miss my showtime. That has happened. Not gonna, because that line does take a little while, and I'm like, I might as well get some bread while I'm here.
The area you wait in to go into the theater is pretty interesting. A lot of architecture type drawings and pictures. I thought that was better than the actual show. I have not seen Beauty and the Beast sing along, nor do I care to. So there's kind of my answer.
Okay. I would love to do it one time, but maybe this is the time coming up. Who knows?
Maybe. Staying in France, number 29 on the list, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Can't speak on this yet, Doug. You're the only one that's seen it.
I'd say you gotta try, get your boarding group and do it.
Yep, that is my game plan.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy answer. It definitely out of the World Showcase. It's the most immersive attraction. It's got the most tech going on. It's 3D. It's trackless ride vehicles, real props, screens, a little bit of everything. It's a lot of French, just to warn you. But other than that, it's great.
All right.
Oh, all right. We got Canada, Far and Wide and Circle Vision 360.
I know
Derek's
show.
answer.
I do.
Yeah,
I like it, but it's not a must-do.
Oh.
No, I won't put it as a must-do. It's definitely one that we've skipped 1,000 times. But, when it was just my wife and I last time, we definitely checked it out. It's one, if you haven't seen it it's revamped in the last couple of years, so that's great. It's got Martin Short. But definitely one you want to do every now and then. If you're eating at Le Cellier and you want to kill a few minutes before it, there you go.
There you are. A few minutes. It'd be quite a few minutes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that is the last attraction of Epcot.
Epcot needs more attractions.
That is, I think, the big takeaway from this is. So when we were saying the things that were on the fence, if those were in other parks, like you put Figment in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, it's so far down the list.
It's so far down the list. But if you put it in Epcot or Animal Kingdom,
so far down the list.
It's easy to do though, because there's not many other attractions, right? Like same thing with Nemo.
Bring back Dreamfinder.
Yeah. So that's one of the things with Epcot. However, you can spend a lot of your time eating at Epcot, where you can't do that necessarily at the other parks. I mean, the list of dining goes from number 31 to number 75.
Yep. In fact, my daughter was talking to me about all sorts of Epcot, like, where are we eating? And I was telling her we got Space 220, and she's like, but can we go here and here at Tepanito? And I'm like, no, we're going to Space 220.
Only eat so much. And that 31 to 75, that's just World Showcase dining.
Yeah.
That's not even the defunct Future World dining. So it's a lot of dining. And as far as counter service goes, traditional counter service, I think I like Regal Eagle.
I agree.
Shot up the chart for me. It used to be Sunshine Seasons, but
shot way down the chart.
Right? I think Regal Eagle for me is really good. However, I feel weird eating American food in World Showcase, but I get over it. Snack-wise, I like the Kringla Bakery in Norway. I also like the old caramel place in Germany. How about you, Derek?
For snacks, I'm snacking around the world. There's always a festival going on, so I'm beelining whatever booth or whatever blog or vlog or whatever someone told me this amazing snack is, and I'm going to go there. Especially
you trust all those people, huh?
I want to experience, especially in the Showcase Pavilion area. I feel like there's always something incredible there. So if that is open, that is a must-do. We always go into that area. We always check out. Maybe there's a live performance, something going on, and a food to try.
That's good. It's a good one. So basically, that's Epcot, folks. Hopefully, you enjoyed our recommendations.
It's funny because Epcot's either people's favorite park or least favorite park, and I totally understand.
One other attraction that is not on the map.
It's the nighttime.
Per se. It's in the map.
Oh, there you go.
Gotta go into the map. It's the middle of the World Showcase Lagoon. It's got 4 giant death tacos. It's called Harmonious.
It's a must-do for me this time because I have not seen it. And I'm staying at Yacht Club, so I don't even care if we stay out late. So I will see it and walk back to Yacht Club. I will do it. I cannot wait. I am kind of concerned with the timing and my kids staying awake and where we're going to stand. But besides that, because I've heard that, Doug, I heard the different places you stand, you get kind of a different show.
Yeah, definitely best from what would be the World Celebration area now. It used to be entry plaza, like between Mexico and Canada, right? That's
So,
going to be the best angle.
which I've heard, which frustrates me as someone who loves to stay at beach club and especially like Skyliner resorts. I love watching my nighttime shows back in that corner, by France and on the bridge, and so I can beeline it out. So I kind of have a frustration with
Hmm.
the only good viewing spots being in kind of the middle area.
And well, here's one bad thing about that area. The wind generally blows that
Yep.
direction.
Yeah, I've heard.
And there is a lot more pyro in Harmonious than there was in Epcot Forever Temporarily and Illuminations. So the fallout is legit if the wind is just right. So be aware of what way the wind's blowing before you stand on the bridge between the United Kingdom and France. That's the area that can get hit a lot. Now, if the wind's blowing in a different direction, it's a phenomenal spot. You don't get to see like through the center ring. I don't know if it has an official name, but it looks like some sort of teleportation device from a sci-fi movie. Pretty sure that's where the show went, just right through. But the big death tacos are pretty cool, all lit up in the evening and at night. And also the other thing at the front of the park, beacons of light on Spaceship
I've seen.
Earth.
That's amazing.
It's kind of hard not to see it if you're in the park. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see it. How close you get to it, it's up to you. But those are things you definitely have to do. Harmonious, you're gonna have to wait a little bit to get a good spot. But I have heard the Norway China area is good as well. The World Showcase Lagoon is not a circle. It is wider towards the International Gateway.
Yep.
So if you're in France or Morocco, you are further away from watching the show in the center. Heads up.
That's
We
good to know.
watched from right in front of the Morocco bathrooms the first night. That could be the worst angle on the whole lagoon.
Okay, but
That
at least
might
you're
have
close
been-
to go to the bathroom.
And we're close, yes, close to the bathroom, and we were close to the International Gateway to get out.
There you go. So that was my one takeaway with it, and I'm excited to see it. It just bothers me because I like the
Why-
International Gateway.
Right, and why build a show you can't see from 360?
Well, and on top of that,
And put it in the middle lake.
you have so many restaurants that want to serve drinks and food there late at night. I mean, you have so many dining on the water options, and they want to build more, and just blows my mind. Some of my favorite memories are having a cocktail and something at the end of the night, watching it on the International Gateway Bridge, like either of the shows.
You still can. You're just not getting you can't see through the ring in the center.
Here's what I liked about Illuminations, because it ran for 3,000 years and we all knew it by heart. You didn't have to pay super close attention. It was there. You enjoyed it while having a conversation. That's it. I like that a lot.
That is exactly how we watched it the last time we watched it
That's true. So there
together.
you go.
I mean, I don't know
Probably.
if Can't Stop Talking.
No, never does. It happens. Nor do I, for the record. So it's
Facts.
just Doug just sits there like, oh, yeah, So that's basically every Rope Drop Radio trip. So there you go. That is Epcot, and I do look forward to going there. I'll be there in like a week.
I'll be there Friday.
Nice. So the day.
So
the day
if
this
you're-
is pretty much coming out.
Pretty much. Yeah, it comes out hours before I fly out, and we're going straight to Epcot, folks. And I don't know if I'm gonna do what Jeannie tells me to do, or if I'm just gonna do what Michelle tells me to do.
I'm excited to hear, nonetheless. I'm really excited to hear what your thoughts are on Genie. We're going to be talking all about that. In fact, Doug, we're going to have to figure out a way, since we don't want to high five in the air, Doug's going to have to record to me, and we got to figure that out here after the show. So
Yep.
Be an interesting one. So stay tuned for whatever next week has for us. And of course, please keep leaving those reviews, because they're getting seen and we get to read about you on the air.
That's right. That's right.
And of course, if you want to book a trip in the 50th celebration, you're going to have to contact the Rope Drop Queen herself. She's going to be there testing out all the things, because that is what she does. And she keeps Doug and I in track to make sure we see all the attractions that we need to see. So Michelle McKnight, her email is in the show notes. and she would love to help you with your budget and everything. And of course, follow us on all the social medias. Make sure you help support the show by going to our Patreon page, which we're about to record. But that is all the time because Doug needs to pack. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.